Hi, Tanja here, coming to you live on this Monday, the 3rd of June from the sunny Gold Coast. I'm here for AREC, the Australian Real Estate Conference, and at the Convention and Exhibition Centre there's... Good morning, Erin. How are you? Beautiful. Wayne, good morning. Straight off the bat. Brooklyn's tuning in. Good morning, Brooklyn. G'day, Kate. I'm going to share with you, I thought I would actually have time to share with you all the top lessons from all the speakers from day one. Good morning, my daughter, Kaya Jones. How are you, darling? Morning, Mama. I love you, darling. I'll see you later tonight when I fly in. I thought I'd have time to unpack the top lessons from all the speakers from AREC day one yesterday, but really I just got so much gold from our first speaker, which is international sales entrepreneur. Hey, Kate. Kate's gone on from Facebook to Instagram. Morning, Joanne. I'll see you for AREC day 2. Let me know, Joanne, who was your favourite speaker from day 1? Rod Fitzgerald's in the house. Thanks, Rod, for producing the 50th Women in Real Estate event in the Gold Coast on Saturday night, which is the eve of AREC. Beautiful job, my friends. And shout out to Kylie Walsh, who just was an extraordinary speaker on the night. Joanne, can you please let me know how reception is on Facebook, my love? Awesome. So here we are at AREC, day 1, and it's day 2 today. As I said, I thought I'd be able to unpack all the top lessons from all the speakers from day 1. There was just so much content, it was ridiculous. I am going to unpack all the key lessons that I learned from international sales entrepreneur Todd Duncan to give you a sense of this guy's reach and scope. He has 5 million students worldwide. This dude is all heart. I was messaging Tom Ferry at AREC yesterday. Tom Ferry is a huge fan and also brother to Todd Duncan, and he said he's just like one of the best. Now, Todd asked the audience, if are you converting 100% of your leads? Hey, Karen, how are you, beautiful? Karen, are you here in the Gold Coast? Let me know at AREC so I can give you a squeeze. He asked the audience, are you converting 100% of your leads? Are you converting 100% of the people that you're engaging with? And if not, then you need to demonstrate a higher trust as not only a strategy, but just a decent way of being human to connect with people and be able to articulate the value that you give them in their lives and in their business. So I'm going to share with you his methods, his strategies, his approach, and what he shares with his 5 million students across the planet to give them access to really convert 100% of their leads. Let me ask you before we start, would you love to convert 100% of your leads? Would you love to land every potential client that you have the opportunity to work with? It would be awesome to do that. So let's just get straight into what he says. The whole presentation was about higher trust, and that trust is your superpower. You know, as a coach and as an NLP practitioner and trainer, I share with my clients that too many real estate agents are asking for the business, hey Matilda, before actually building rapport. Building rapport, and the only way to build rapport is to connect and establish trust, gives you permission to ask for the business, to ask to partner them in whatever it is that they want to achieve for themselves. And it also gives you access to help eliminate objections. If you haven't built rapport, if you're not connected with someone, they're unlikely to share with you their problems, their challenges, their issues and concerns, and you're not going to establish a bridge to be able to articulate how you can bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. And you certainly can't ask for the business. So I'm going to just share with you the top quotes, insights and stuff that I got from Todd yesterday. And if you're at AREC and you're watching this, just type in, what did you get from Todd and who was your favorite speaker? Okay, he says, trust is our superpower. It's the most disruptive strategy that we can use to earn more business and eliminate the competition. It is not your listing presentation. It's not your pre-listing kit. It's not your marketing strategy. It's you. People buy you. They buy your presence. They buy your energy. You've heard me talk about this before. And trust is the superpower to eliminate competition and build more business. He talked about what we get paid for is our actual influence. You don't get paid for the benefits and features that you add and the products and services that you sell. You get paid for the influence that you have on others in helping them achieve their goals and the influence that you have. Now, his influence is significant. He has 5 million students worldwide. That's a lot of people. So obviously a huge influencer. And the dude is as humble and heartfelt as they come, which is a key sign of how do you create more influence and build trust. The more trust you have, this one I loved. Todd says the more trust that you have in yourself, the more confident you will be out there in the marketplace. And I've said before, certainly for agents that I coach, if you want permission to sell people's biggest asset, and you're going to demonstrate how you're the one to articulate the highest value for people's biggest asset, you better love and value yourself. How can you effectively stand in the lounge room of somebody and negotiate the highest value for their home if you aren't congruent and you don't love and value yourself and trust in your abilities? So higher trust is not how you can establish trust with others, it's how can you establish a higher trust within yourself. Stand in your competencies and stand in your greatness so you can go and influence others. Hey, Janet, good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Mindset Mastery Monday. If you have tuned in, I'm keen to know, where are you tuning in from? Type in where you're tuning in from. Where are you today as you watch this? This one, question he asked the audience. Hello, is, hey, Pure Good Energy. What a great Insta handle, Pure Good Energy. Thanks for that. Where are you listening? Type in live or record wherever you're tuning in. Todd Duncan asked us to ask ourselves, are you worth what you're charging? Are you worth what you're charging? And if you don't believe you're worth the commission that you're requesting, then you are in the concession business and you will be having conversations about negotiating your commission fee. Hey, car in Caboolture. Oh, you're in the car in Caboolture. Good on you, Karen. I hope, are you driving? Well, if you're driving, don't text. Hi, Bridget. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Mindset Mastery Monday. Hello from Seattle, WA. Hello from Seattle, WA, Pure Good Energy. Thanks for tuning in. So if you are worth what you are charging, you won't be in the concession business. You're unlikely to be negotiating your commission fee because you'll stand solid in your value and you know that what they invest in you is because you're going to give them at least 3, 4, 5, 10 times the amount of value. You must know your value is your days on market less in the market. Do you have a pool of hot buys that are ready to sell that other agents don't? Is your marketing campaign or your social media reach like absolutely phenomenal and that's a really valuable asset? Just know your worth and own your value, and then you won't have to negotiate your commission fee. Ask yourself, how are you going to become better today? So one of the things Todd talked about is, you know, if you're just living a regurgitated day of yesterday, then you're unlikely to be happy. Don't worry about trying to beat your competition. Don't worry about beating somebody else. Try and beat yourself. You've probably seen and heard that quote around the place. Wake up and ask, how can I be a better version of myself today? And then I would ask you to look at, how does that look for you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, financially, in your relationships? Good morning, Stephen Bailey. Hello to you in South Australia. Hope you guys are well. Congratulations on your sales from last week, my friend. Well done. So if you're not waking up asking yourself, how can you be better today? How can you show up with more energy? How can you be emotionally stable? How can you add more value to the people you're connecting with? How can you communicate more clearly? How can you demonstrate to the community, Chris Cotton, good morning, that you are the custodian of the territory, that you have the privilege to serve, and that you're the one that they should choose to do business with? How are you waking up being better each day? So that's got me thinking for sure. How I'm starting to wake up and be better every day. I've started a daily training program on a strategy to lose 8 kilos in 12 weeks, in preparation also for Digital Live Ride, which I'm doing 500 Ks riding across Thailand next year. All in the name of helping disadvantaged kids get a better future. So time to start being that person today. The limit, he talked about, we've asked the audience, are there any limits? Where do you feel limited in your life, in your business? Yay, go girl, train. Yes, did you walk this morning? I'm missing your texts, Kate. He asked, you know, if there's any limits that we have for ourselves in fulfilling our goals and our dreams and our desires. And, you know, the audience participated in that question, and really he unpacked the true limit is in our skill set. If we're limited in a skill, then we're unable to add more value to people. So the key is we must elevate our skills so we can solve bigger problems and add greater benefit to people's lives. Yes, didn't want to wake you, honey. I'm all good. Keep posting me on my SMS, because we still got to go. You're in your sixth week. Shout out to Kate Ashton. Talk about being a better version of yourself. I hope you don't mind sharing this, Kate, but I know you share on social media. A goal to lose 20 kilos by September, 10 kilos by September. She's already lost 6 kilos in 5 weeks. How is she doing it? Consistency. Showing up, going for a walk, eating really great food, and taking care of herself. And who she's being in her health and wellness is actually transforming her. Kudos to you, Kate. You're an absolute inspiration. You're going to smash your goal of 10 by September. I know it for sure. We've got to turn our shoulds into musts, and that's also what Todd was talking about. So if you think there's a limit in your earning capacity, in your market share, then don't think it's you. You're not limited, but perhaps you've got a skill that you can elevate. I mentioned this before. He said, if your memories of yesterday are greater than your dreams today, you're dead. I've mentioned in Mindset Mastery Monday and Rapid Fire Friday, the key to happiness is progress. That's what Tony Robbins talks about all the time. We get depressed, we fall flat, we lack motivation and mojo when our future doesn't look brighter than yesterday, when we don't have something to look forward to. What do you have to look forward to? Is there a holiday? Is there a person? Is there a conference, a course, a trip? Is there an experience that's in your future that's exciting and not? Get busy, not busy, but get active, creating something for yourself. If your memories of tomorrow are greater than your dreams of the future, of today, you're going to flatline. So my biggest invitation to you today is, what have you got in your future that's inspiring you to be a greater version of yourself today? Todd shared his vision board that he shares with his beautiful wife, Deb, and there's just got all beautiful, inspiring images with key, specific, measurable results around, I think it was 100,000 sales of his book. He's written 17 books, great sex, of that, raising great boys. So do you have a vision board? I've done a session on this. There is international research that shows that if you have a picture for your future, you increase your chances of achieving it by 67%. I've just done my vision board for the next 12 months. It sits right in front of me. You're welcome, Kate. It sits right in front of me as I'm coaching. I can just see it, and it's something that I've got to look forward to. He noticed, and we see a lot of people, and I see this as a coach, not often, but sometimes, we give up on our dreams when all we need to do is change a strategy. We're so afraid of failure that we don't give things a go. Failure is the pathway to success. The more you fail, the more you learn. What I love about what Todd shared is he shared some of his biggest career failures. And we're not talking stubbed your toe kind of failures. Oh, thanks for the love. We are talking $9 million loss. You recover from a $9 million loss, but he did, and he shared why. You can't be afraid to fail, because failure is the superpower on top of higher trust to elevate your ability to be successful. And that's a key theme that a lot of the speakers talked about yesterday, is where they've failed and what they've learnt. Yes, all should have a dream board. Do you have a dream board, Wayne? I'd love to see a snapshot of that. What are you most excited about for your future? Speaking of failure, he talked about Richard Branson being an example of this. So as you know, Richard Branson is like Elon Musk, looking at doing space, public space travel. I really love this. Richard Branson's philosophy is he's not going to send customers up into space unless he's confident that he can send him, his kids, and his parents. And they've had, obviously they had that accident where one of the pilots and somebody else was injured in one of their first space flights. They've gone up again and done more flights. Todd did share that on the 15th of July, Richard is scheduled to go up himself, and I think maybe take his family. I'm not sure about that. I know Richard's going up. But what that had me think about was, where in your business are you doing things or asking your clients to do things that you wouldn't actually do yourself or have your friends and family do? Take a look. What are you asking your clients to do? Would you have your friends and family do it? And if absolutely yes, there's trust and confidence there, then you're congruent with what you're asking your people to do. But that really got me thinking. Todd talked about the law of the summit. Your direction is a result of your perception. I have talked a bit about this before. Your perception is reality. Where you're going is a direct result of where the projector of your subconscious mind is broadcasting. And you can be in two places: empowered or disempowered. You're either a self-fulfilling prophecy of your limiting beliefs of your ego, fulfilling you're out there smashing the potential of your soul, creating realities that you dream about, and you're not giving a rat's about what people think of you. We are so scared to be judged. It limits our ability to get out there and shake shit up and inspire people to be great and do great things. So, please know that if you're enjoying the direction you're headed, then it is because your perception is one that's empowering and inspiring. If you don't like where your future is headed, if you don't like the look of your bank balance, what the scales are saying, it's your perception of yourself, others in the world, and that's where you need to create a whole new empowering context. If you need a hand with this, reach out to me, because as you may know, I offer complimentary 30-minute discovery sessions. If you don't like the look of your future, reach out to me today. Let's schedule 30 minutes and actually clean up what's going on in your subconscious mind so the projector can start broadcasting a best-selling blockbuster rather than an absolute nightmare for you. Does that make sense? If this is and a thumbs up, that would be really useful. Only success comes through failure. Failure doesn't set you back, it sets you up. Failure doesn't set you back, it sets you up. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is they collapse failure with "I'm a failure." Successful people don't. Thanks, Brooklyn. They just see failure as, oh, okay, I've learned something, pivot, morph, twist, apply something new. When we fail, we want to fail fast. We want to learn fast and we want to fail forward. Don't fail and quit and give up. How many of you have quit? I'd quit on things that I loved, but not anymore. I get up, dust myself off, pick myself up, go, ouch, that hurt, that was embarrassing. I failed in front of 600 people speaking within 30 seconds, couldn't recover, absolutely tragic. If I had quit, I wouldn't have been able to fly over to New Zealand and speak in front of 800 people recently. Thanks, Wayne. So, it's okay. Thanks, Brooklyn. Okay, if we out of anything, a project, a partnership, a client, an action, don't start. Don't start anything in doubt. He shared where he made big mistakes and lost a crap load of money because he was in doubt. Trust your intuition. You know that gut feeling. Gut just is an acronym for give up thinking. When we make decisions from here, sometimes we don't access our hunches, and our intuition is our inner tuit, our inner guide, our inner teacher. He and she has the answers. This one is where often our ego sits and our inner critic sits and it doesn't think things through. Trust your gut, and if in doubt, don't act. When they involve other people. Todd highlighted a beautiful man that was in the room called Robert Harper. Robert Harper is the only real estate agent that we know about, certainly in Australia and New Zealand, I'm not sure about globally, that is in a wheelchair. Now, Todd was moved to tears on stage in front of nearly 3,000 people as he reflected on the brief conversations he had sitting next to Robert. I too was inspired by Robert, so I spent about half an hour with him at the end of the day. And here's what I learned about Robert. He was born with cerebral palsy. He was hit by a car, before he was hit by a car. So he was born with cerebral palsy and told he may not, walk and properly, and he'll need a walking frame, which he used. At the age of 16, he needed to have surgery on his knee, and he's in the operating theatre on the operating table, and they had to lift him up in one of those slings. They dropped him in the operating theatre. He broke his back and became a paraplegic. Can you imagine? And interviewing him soon for Mindset Mastery Monday, but he was hit by a car. Hi, Michael, how are you? All the way from SA, thanks for tuning in for Mindset Mastery Monday, unpacking the top lessons from international sales entrepreneur Todd Duncan. Robert Harper was born with cerebral palsy, dropped at the operating table where he's having his surgery, and then they, accidentally, could you imagine how the surgeons would feel, broke his back, paraplegic now, and then recently was also hit by a car. And there he is in his wheelchair yesterday afternoon when Mark Pink's drummer is rocking it out on stage and Robert is rocking it out in his wheelchair. Absolutely phenomenal guy. And I asked him, Robert, you've had some pretty significant impacts in your life that were all out of your control. You can control that you were born with cerebral palsy. You couldn't control that you went in for a simple knee operation. You were dropped on the floor and became a paraplegic. And hit recently. How do you wake up every day and keep going and smiling and dancing side of stage at AREC? And he just said, there are other people worse off than me. And there are, I want to inspire people and help people live a better life. Man, what a dude, what a guy, and what a perception shift. How often do we just have a bad coffee and we complain? You know what I mean? So Robert Harper, you're an absolute legend. I can't wait to interview you for Mindset Mastery Monday and hack into your mind and learn from you of what do you do every day to get up when you're faced with physical challenges that we take for granted and you're still wanting to encourage people to live their greatest life. So look out for my chat with Robert. He's an absolute legend. Todd also said that the success you achieve is directly related to the steps that you conceive. So Michael, I'm keen to hear what you learned from your recent study with some awesome real estate leaders and entrepreneurs, and what actions you're going to conceive and steps that you're going to take to achieve success in business and life. As I said, if you want clients for life, you've got to nurture them for life. Most people try and get business or get people into their business, but they're not willing to play the long game. He shared that he nurtured a relationship for 3 years that was no, not yet. And he didn't quit. And he just nurtured that client like they're a client for life. Todd says, treat your clients, future clients, like they're clients right now. Treat them like they're clients now. Don't wait till they've signed the contract. Don't wait till you're embedded together in a working relationship. Treat everyone that you come in contact with like they're clients now. Follow up, add value, send them resources, connect, give. It's the law of reciprocity. And I love that philosophy. I try to do that myself. I give a lot, without asking for anything, and it's not a strategy, but give, and treat your clients like they're your clients now. Amazing strategy. All right, a couple of other things. So he did this with a particular client for 3 years, just didn't give up, ended up landing a $21 million deal. So great demonstration of playing the long game there. And he did that because he stayed in touch and he just didn't drop the ball. He wasn't transactional, he was being relational. The more you stop following up until you've, don't stop following up until you've been asked to stop to follow up. Final 3 lessons that I learned from Todd Duncan, the international sales entrepreneur who has 5 million students, is if you don't follow up and add value, then they won't follow through. And it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of how. And the only limitation is treat your future, as I said, treat your future clients like they're your clients now. And the fortune is in the follow-up. So let's just simplify this. Be a good person. Treat every person that you come in contact as a future client. Look at what you can give. And to build higher trust, people need to feel that you are over there with them, not all about you and your agenda and your listing desire. And if you can practice the law of reciprocity, which means you give before you get, energetically people are likely to want to give back to you. It may just be a matter of time. So I hope you enjoyed me unpacking the top lessons I learned from session 1 from Todd Duncan, international sales entrepreneur, yesterday for day 1 at AREC. I've got notes and pages and pages of notes from all the speakers from day 1. I'm headed now for day 2 for more learning. Also a big shout out to all of you that came to our thank you stand yesterday and signed up for your wholesale account. This is where you can buy bottled water for opens for inspections, beautiful welcome home settlement gifts that you can co-brand with thank you, office supplies and great rewards for your team. It costs you nothing to set up a thank you account. And if you're watching this now and you're not at AREC, you can just go onto my Insta bio, click the link. The first button there is the link that you can set it up straight away. And if you are at AREC, come and see us at Exhibition Stand 59 to sign up today. It's free and you can give beautiful branded gifts and change people's lives and end global poverty. Why? Because we can. Have a beautiful day. Have an amazing week. Happy Monday. Thanks for spending your time with me. I hope that added value. Tune in 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, where I share Rapid Fire Friday, the top themes of my coaching sessions for the here. Anamola and Jen, thanks for tuning in. I hope I said your name right. Apologies if I didn't. Thanks for tuning in. We are signing off, but you can watch the record of this. Much love. Have a beautiful week. I'm off to enjoy day 2 of AREC. Congratulations to Nicola and the team. Anmol. Beautiful. Where are you from, Anmol? I've never heard Anmol before. Your name's very exotic. Rick Rushton joined. Good morning, Rick. Don't worry, Rick. I'll send you the notes from day 1 at AREC. I've just unpacked Todd Duncan's key lessons from Higher Trust, which were phenomenal. I know you dig Todd because he sings from the same hymn book as us. India, hey, thanks Anmol. Beautiful to have your presence here. We're wrapping up. I'm about to head into day 2. Have a beautiful day. And remember, in the words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Please look in the mirror, say something nice to yourself to make yourself feel good. You're a miracle, you're even here. And everyone that you encounter today, even the people that are behind the scenes cleaning up after people's mess, don't make them feel invisible. Say thank you when you walk past them. Let them know you care. Have a beautiful week. Mwah. Much love. We'll speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao to our friends on Instagram. And thank you to you on Facebook for tuning in. Always love your company. Have a magic week. It'll be great.